السلام عليكم طلاب وصبحكم الله بالخير. Inshallah, in today's lesson we are going to discuss two main parts related to the thesis statement. How can we write a good thesis statement? What are the characteristics of a good thesis statement? How to construct it at the end of the introductory paragraph? And what are the pitfalls? This is the other part. What are the pitfalls, the downsides, the demerits of the bad features of a thesis sentence? So when we are trying to write a thesis sentence, we have to know that a thesis sentence should be very specific. It talks about the topic specifically, and it has good features and bad features. So what are the good features and bad features of a thesis sentence? Inshallah, we are going to know these features, these characteristics on pages 83 through 85. Okay? So let's start with our explanation of the thesis sentence and the possibilities, the possible ways, the probable ways that we can write our thesis sentences. Because we have two types of thesis sentences. Sometimes we can write a thesis sentence directly without what? Without sub-ideas. And some other times, to be more specific about writing the thesis sentence, we can add sub-ideas to our thesis sentence. يعني إن شاء الله خلينا نسوي sharing حتى تتوضح عندكم الفكرة أكثر. نسوي sharing للpages ونشرح الexamples حتى تتوضح المسألة. وبعد ذلك أسألكم بpractice number 4 اللي قلنا راح practice number 5. نعم 4 and 5. yes. لا 3 هسه الآن أرفع على صفحة لأنه 3 arrangement of sentences into paragraphs. اليوم أريد أشرح عن الثيسيس sentence. إذا صار عندنا مجال نتناول practice 3. No. 83. As you know, the thesis sentence is the most important sentence, not only in the introductory paragraph, but for the whole essay. Why? Can you tell me why?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Yes, the thesis sentence is the most important sentence for the whole essay, not only for the introductory paragraph. Can you tell why?
So we don't hear you very well. Can you repeat, please? 1 minute.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay. Okay. So we have a thesis sentence, and you know that the thesis sentence is positioned, placed at the end of the introductory paragraph. Now the question is, why do we consider the thesis sentence as the most important sentence for the whole essay? For the whole essay. وعندنا طلاب يعني raising their hands. راح اختار من عندهم. مثلا زهراء محمد سعيد.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please.
It's important because the author or the writer focused on the point of view, the title of topic.
Again, please, I couldn't hear you very well.
Because
Yes.
the writer of the essay, he give us the point of view of the title topic, the topic of the title.
Okay. Because the writer gives us the point of view in the thesis sentence.
No.
So why don't we consider, for example, other sentences that carry points of view in the essay, the whole essay? Thank you very much, Zahra. Ruba Hussam.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please.
Doctor, a thesis statement, it's the most important sentence because it gives the main idea and give the summary for the paragraph or essay and give the idea topic in a one sentence and the specifics.
Okay. So what about other sentences in the whole essay?
I think in the general statement, it's give the introduction and not the
Okay.
summary, not the specific.
What about the body paragraphs? The why don't we find, for example, why don't we find the thesis sentence in the body paragraphs, مثلا, or in the conclusion? Thank you very much. Rabiha Sahab, why do we consider the thesis sentence or thesis statement as the most important sentence for the whole essay?
Yes, the thesis statement that explain what the state the specific topic, or what the indicates the writer position or point of view.
Okay. Tabarak Shihab. Thank you, Rabiha.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please.
Can you repeat the question, please?
The question is so simple. Why do we consider the thesis sentence as the most important sentence in the whole essay?
Because it has the main idea of the essay or the paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Ayat Salah.
Yes, doctor. It's
Yes, please.
important because it's have the general idea what we will talking about in the body paragraph, and we explain it. It's choose to us how many body paragraph we will talk about it. It's choose to us how we will
Okay.
or how we will explain that the idea in the all essay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ayat Salah. Hassan
Doctor.
Kadhim.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it help us or help the reader to understand the great context and scope of the topic, in my opinion, of course. Plus that it's lets the reader know what to expect from the rest of the work.
The reader what? The reader is what?
Plus that, in
Hassan.
my opinion,
Yes.
let the reader know about
Yes.
the expect from the rest of the work.
Okay. From the rest of the words, you mean?
Work.
Work. Okay, thank you very much, Hassan Kadhim. Zainab Muayyad.
Yes, sir. It's important because it will tell us the whole essay is gonna be about. It will direct our arguments. It's our main sentence. It will tell us the whole essay was gonna be about. It's our discussion and our main discussion, and will direct the whole essay.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Haidar Amr.
Yes, sir. Sir, the thesis statement literally encapsulates the whole purpose of the paper. Without it, it means nothing. It establishes the purpose of writing this paper. It declares the position of the researcher, where he's coming from. It guides the whole paper through the debate, and it keeps the whole discussion focused on particular subjects.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
The whole body, the other components of the essay relies on the thesis statement.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all. You differently expresses the main point using different statements. Yeah, that's right, because it expresses the main idea of the of the whole essay first, specifically. So we have the general topic of the essay, and the thesis sentence expresses the main idea or the writer's main idea about the topic more specifically. So we have 2 points here. The main idea is expressed in the thesis sentence, the main idea for the whole essay, more specifically about the topic. So the writer focuses in his or her thesis sentence on the point of view, the viewpoint, the claim, the position, okay? The point of view of the writer more specifically. So it states as, yes, let's share this document. Okay. عندكم الآن الدوكيمنت واضحة؟ لو بعدها ما ظهرت ممتاز.
يس دكتور واضحة.
ممتاز. خلينا نشوف جيد. If you can see here on page 83, here we have the thesis statement is the most important sentence in the introduction. The second sentence here, look, what we said about when we analyzed the introductory paragraph, if you remember, every following sentence explains something about the previous sentence. So here the first sentence reads like this: the thesis statement, if you can see the cursor, okay, here, the thesis statement is the most important sentence in the introduction. The second sentence explains why. The second sentence explains why. Because, there's no because, but it explains that. It states, let me mark this for you. Okay. It's as if the writer here says, because it states, okay? It states the specific topic, but there's no need to start the second sentence with because, okay? It's so clear. The second sentence explains the previous one. It talks about the previous one and adds something new, okay? So it connects what? It connects. Can you tell me how does the second sentence connect with the first sentence, by which grammatical device? Yeah, okay. Let me see. Zahra Hamid? Zahra Hamid. Yes, please.
By punctuation marks.
By punctuation mark. Punctuation mark, here we have what? We have full stop. And the full stop means that the first sentence or the previous sentence has already ended, and we started what? We started another sentence. So how can we connect them by the full stop? Zahra Hamid. Yes, please. Riyam Ahmed.
Yes, doctor. I think by subtopic to give more ideas, and we can outline our ideas, and we can specific ideas.
Do you understand the question? Do you understand my question? My question is, how can we now, or how can the second sentence be joined to the first sentence? Through what? Haider Amr.
The although device is being used. Although, and then there's the comma punctuation. It's being connected by the although.
Haider Amr, we are not talking about the first example sentence. We are talking about our first sentence under the heading, the thesis statement. Here, we are talking about this, if you can see it.
Sir, I think it's the
Altaf Shakir.
pronouns.
Altaf Shakir.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please.
By the content in the second sentence.
By the content? What do you mean by the content? Okay.
We have interconnection between the first sentence and the second sentence.
Yes, connected by what?
The explanation. The word
The
explanation.
Yeah.
Explanation.
Okay.
The thesis.
Yeah, that's right. Explanation. But how? Amani Azbi.
Sir, I think it's by the pronouns it. It states.
Yes.
الضمير
Yes.
it
Why?
يعود على ال thesis statement بالجملة الأولى.
Okay, and therefore
Therefore, they are connected to each other.
okay, excellent. By the pronoun it, simply speaking. So we either have what? We either have pronouns that connect each other. So it refers to what? Refers to these statements. So as if we are what? As if we are repeating the word. But instead of repeating it, we what? We use the pronouns for the noun. Because we know that the function of the pronoun is to replace what? To replace the noun. So instead of saying again, thesis statement states the specific topic of the essay and often gives the writer's point of view, we said it. So the use of pronoun here connects the two sentences. So the second sentence refers to the what, or is connected with the first sentence through the use of the pronoun it. And very simply, okay, very simply explained. Okay. So, or sometimes the keywords are repeated. Keywords in sentences are repeated to make what? To make connection. Now we are going to take what? We are going to take these examples, okay? These examples here, we have 3 examples to show, okay, how does the thesis sentence work? زين. ممتاز. Now, Haidar Amr.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please, read the first sentence, this one.
Although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, there is some evidence that separating boys and girls in middle school yields positive results.
Yes, can you explain here, how does the writer here explain the thesis sentence?
He provided 2 opposing ideas, and he provided the opposing idea, and then he says in his own position that there are some positive results, even though there are some people who are opposing to this. We use the although device.
Excellent, excellent. So if we look at this sentence and the other examples and read them very well, we know that there is what? There is a position for the writer. There is a claim, there is an idea, there's a point of view. So how can we know that this sentence works as a thesis sentence? First of all, it should carry a point of view of the writer. Because the good thesis sentence, what? The good thesis sentence conveys a thesis, a viewpoint, main idea. But here, this sentence, the writer starts with what? The writer starts with, yes, the conjunction although. Although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, there is some evidence that separating boys and girls in middle school yields positive results. So the writer here, the main point of view of the writer is that separating them, yielding or giving or resulting in positive results. Although the writer introduces his sentence or her sentence by giving an opposing idea. طبعا هنا الكاتب عندما انطانا opposing idea in the dependent clause of this sentence. هنا عندنا two clauses. First of all, he starts with what? He starts with a dependent clause to show his independent, to show the other independent clause in which he explains, he gives us his point of view, his main idea, condensed. زين شنو فائدة هنا؟ شنو فائدة what is the benefit? What is the use of giving the opposition here? What is the use of giving the opposition for his idea? هنا ليش انطانا something or some idea that opposes his own main idea. شنو الفائدة هنا؟ مثلا if we look at the second sentence, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. Very straightforwardly stated. And this sentence is very straightforward. The writer expresses his or her point of view directly. So, do you know what should we expect in the body paragraphs? Can we expect something that will be discussed in the body paragraph? For the second example, for this sentence,
we would expect reasons for why people in his culture have less freedom than people, comparing them to the United States, to people in the United States.
أماني هذه the second time you don't raise your hand. أماني عذبي. So please, like your colleagues, you have to raise your hand and I will ask you. Okay, no worries. Okay. Yes, as Amani said. Okay. What else? For example, Hassan Kadhim. Yes, please.
Yes, doctor. And give more information and details on why that question they tell.
Okay.
The reasons. Yeah, if you understand me. More information and details about the question.
Okay, good. What else? Zahra Hamid?
Yes, to make the idea clear and make the readers more understand what the reasons and why.
هذه الطالبة في لحظة اللي هي اكو طالبة سوت شيرنج مو طلاب لا حد يسوي شيرنج من يمه اوكي لان هذا راح ياثر على الشيرنج مالتنا. هسه الشيرنج مالتي واضح عندكم؟
Yes sir.
اوكي ممتاز. وانا صار عندي على السكرين ظهرت فد مسج انه طالبة سوت شيرنج لنفس الصفحة، فماكو داعي، صفحة موجودة امامنا. اذا in the first sentence we have what? We have a sentence that composes two clauses, okay? And each clause is opposing the other idea, okay? We have an opposition first of all, and then we have the point of view of the writer. And the second sentence we have directly, straightforwardly, the opinion is there, okay? Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. So we expect what? We expect a comparison and contrast. Why? What are the reasons? What are the reasons and how? So why and how and what? What are the reasons for what? For having different cultures, okay? Why do those people, young people, have different, yes, young people in my culture have less freedom, sorry. Why do they, why do those young people at two different cultures have different perspectives of their freedom? So one culture has less freedom and the other culture has more freedom, okay? So what are those reasons and how? What are those examples? Yani we have to expect that the writer will show us why, how, what examples, and how does the writer explain these differences. The third sentence here, the large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. What can we expect in the body paragraphs here? The large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. Zainab Muayyad.
Yes, sir. This the whole essay will discuss, or the body paragraph will discuss the major effects on cities. That's
The major, yeah, okay. Excellent. The major effects on cities. The major effects of what?
The major effects of the large movement of people.
Of the large movement from rural to urban cities. So also, thank you very much. Also, what can we expect in addition? مثلا Ahmed Abdul Abbas.
Sir, we're going to expect the writer to explain the reason why people move from the country or the rural to the city. He's going to explain the reason.
Excellent. Yes. What are the reasons they move from rural to urban? What are the effects? What are the problems? Yes.
Of course, for a better job and for a better life.
Okay, but there is what? There is no explanation about the reasons now in this sentence. But excellent, you mentioned the reason, for example, previously. You might expect that these are the reasons. Okay, yes, that's right. Okay. طبعا these examples of good thesis sentences can be what? Can be extended. Yeah, the same examples can be extended into other types of what? Of thesis sentences. Yani if we write these examples as they are excellent. They are good thesis sentences. They express the main idea of the writer. They have what? They have two parts here. They have two parts. The thesis sentence should have at least the two parts. The first part is what? The first part is talking about the topic, introducing the topic. What is the topic of the what? Of the sentence, of the what? Of the whole essay. The second part of the thesis statement tackles, presents the controlling idea about the topic. Yani, let us give an example. For example, the large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. So where is the idea and where is the topic? Who can tell? Where is the idea? Where is the point of view? And where is the topic? Rabiha Sahab.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, please.
This topic, young people, the large movement.
Okay.
Of people.
Okay. Yes. And where is the idea?
Idea has a major. The urban areas
Okay.
has a major effect on cities.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, good. Hassan Kavem. Yes, Hassan. Okay. حسن رافع ايدك. ممتاز. إذن,
Sorry, doctor. Can you repeat
yes.
the question?
The question is, in every good thesis sentence, we have two parts, at least two parts. Sometimes we have three parts. Okay, we have either two parts or three parts. Here, in the first three examples, in the first three thesis sentences, these sentences, okay, look at them. Okay, these three sentences, we have two parts only. The first part is representing the topic of the thesis sentence, and the second part talks about the idea about the topic sentence. So where are the topics here, and where are the ideas about it? Where are the viewpoints about the topic? Okay, Zahra Hamid.
The large movement and
Yes.
the idea is the major effects.
Okay, good. So let me explain this for you. Here we have, for example, in the first sentence, although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, this example is more complicated, but still it's so clear. Can you tell me what is the topic of this sentence? Yani, when I say what is the topic of this sentence, what do I mean by this? What is the topic of this sentence? Yes, Haidar Amr?
The subject, what is it talking about?
Yes, good, excellent. So what we are talking about here? We are talking about what? We are talking about same-sex classes. So this is the topic we are talking about. This is the topic we want to give our points of view about. This is the topic we are going to explain. We are going to support, defend in the body paragraphs for the whole essay. This is the topic we are going to what? We are going to give what our or the writer give us what? The writer will give us his or her main point about it. So the first sentence, we are talking about same-sex classes. The controlling idea is what? The main idea, the controlling idea.
Can I say?
Yes?
Yes, it's about, does it yield positive results? Is what he wants to know.
That's enough. Thank you very much. So in the first sentence, we have a topic and we have the main idea. We have the topic and we have the controlling idea. So here we have two parts. The topic is what? The topic is same-sex classes. Okay. Okay, now we are talking about same-sex classes. What about it? What is the idea about it? The idea about it is separating in boys and girls, and the idea is yields positive what? Yes, results. اوكي زين راح اسالكم سؤال انتبهوا لي شوي وانا اشرح هسه. مثلا the second sentence راح اسالكم سؤال عام عن يعني these three sentences. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. We are talking about what here? What is the topic? What is the topic and what is the main idea? Okay. أسماء قتيبة.
نعم أستاذ.
Yes.
The topic is freedom.
The topic is freedom. Okay.
Yes. freedom in
And
my
the main idea is what? The main idea is what?
young people in my culture.
Okay,
have less
thank you
freedom.
very much. Hassan, yes. Okay. Hassan Kazim. Thank you, Asma. What do you think? Now,
No, I think the main idea is the freedom, and the topic sentence is the young people in my culture.
okay. Thank you very much, Hassan. Zahra Hamid, what do you say?
Yes, also the topic it is the freedom, but the main idea the difference between society and their countries.
So the topic is what? Freedom? We are talking about freedom. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Haidar.
Sir, the topic is about freedom. The main idea is comparing who has more freedom.
The topic is freedom. What do you say, Ayat Saleh? Thank you, Haidar.
Yes, sir. The topic is freedom.
Yes.
But the main idea is about young people in my country. It's less freedom than young people in United States. How they different about their life or their job.
Okay. Thank you very much. Dalal Khalid. دلال خالد رفعت ايدها. ربا حسام.
Yes, Doctor. I think the topic is the freedom, but the main idea is the comparison between cultural, between United Statement and between the young people in his country.
So how can you, another question, how can you identify, what is the procedure, what is the technique for identifying the topic and the idea? يعني هنا مثلا بالجملة, how can we identify the topic and how can we identify the opinion? What do you think? So we are talking about what? We are talking about, for example, in this second sentence, we are talking about young people in different cultures. We are talking about young people. So this is the topic. Listen to me, please. We are talking about the subject of this sentence is young people. We are talking about young people. The first sentence, we are talking about same-sex classes. So the subject or the topic of this sentence, normally, usually is the subject. But sometimes we have to think better, we have to think more critically to find the topic. But simply speaking, the topic is static, جامد. We are talking about something. In the second sentence, we are talking about young people. But the idea in the second sentence is the idea that is related to young people. Expressed by what? إذن خلي أقرب لك الفكرة بعد. To be more precise and easier. The topic, اسمح لي شوية, the topic of the sentence is as the same as the subject. We are talking about something static. فشي ثابت ما يتغير. فشي غير متغير. We are talking about what? We are talking about young people. We are talking about same-sex classes. In the last sentence, we are talking about the large movement of people from rural to urban areas. But the opinion is usually expressed by or introduced by verbs. Is that clear now? The controlling idea is expressed by what? Expressed by verbs. أنا بنقول لك مثلا talk about education. What is the topic? Education. So what is your opinion about the education? What is your opinion about education? When you state the verb in your sentence, this means that you are stating what? Stating the opinion. What do you think about education? Okay, what do you think about education? So you're thinking about education. When you use the verb, you are what? You are expressing your what? You are expressing the idea. Is that clear or needs some more explanation?
So can you be
طلاب.
more simply for us because I don't understand it.
Okay, so now منو اللي سألني؟ حسن كاظم. حسن, مثلا the second sentence, young people in my culture, you are talking about what?
People.
You are talking not about people. You are talking about young people in my culture and young people in the United States. So you are talking about them. So since you are talking about them, so they are what? They are the topic you are talking about. We are talking about a certain topic. The topic is what? Young people in my culture and young people in the United States. What about them? What is the idea about them? What is the idea, the main point about them? The main point is that have less freedom. يعني you believe that young people, for example, مثلا I, the writer مثلا إذا أنا الكاتب مال هذه الجملة أقول young people in my culture شبيهم, my point of view is that young people in my culture اللي هو topic I'm talking about شبيهم have less freedom. إذن الopinion يبدأ من الفعل بسهولة تامة. الopinion يبدأ من الفعل and the point of view of the writer بكل بساطة. إذن دائما الidea والcontrolling idea expressed by the verbs. يعني واحد مثلا يقول مثلا واحد يقول من عندكم online classes should be prohibited. مثلا يجي واحد يقول online classes should be prohibited. طبعا الريزنز بعدين يذكرها. واحد يقول لا, online classes are very useful at this particular area. يعني both sentences talk about what? Talk about online classes. يعني the topic of these sentences is what? Online classes. لكن the controlling ideas are different. واحد مرة يقول should be prohibited, واحد يقول لا should be what? واحد يقول should be what? should be احنا شنو قلنا بالسنتنس الثانية؟ online classes مثلا are very useful. واحد يقول are very useful وواحد يقول should be prohibited. يعني two different ideas about the same topic. Still the topic is what? The topic is online classes. But we have two different ideas about it. We have two different controlling ideas about it. هسه إلى الآن أكو واحد عنده سؤال؟ يعني أعتقد المسألة واضحة الآن. طلاب أكو واحد ما مفتهم النقطة حتى أعيدها إليه؟
No, sir, it's clear. Thank you.
أوكي ممتاز. زين أكو واحد هسه يقدر يقول لي يجاوبني what should we find? What should we expect to be found in a thesis sentence, in a good thesis sentence? Okay, بعد Yes, Batul Muhammad.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please.
I think in good thesis statement we should find proof or evidence.
Proof or evidence. We didn't talk about any proof or evidence. Batul, إلى الآن ما تكلمنا عن البروف والevidence. يعني شرحنا التوبك الثيس سنتنس بشكل جدا مفصل. يعني ما كان المفروض نقضي لنا ساعة على الثيس سنتنس والبارتس اوف ات. بتول مثلا ريام احمد.
Yes.
Yes.
the good thesis statement, you should be the ideas, specific ideas.
Specific idea. اوكي ريام، يعني هذا الشرح كله فقط specific idea. حسن كاظم.
Yes, sir. We count the main idea and the opinion of the writers when they say for 5 years or for 4 years. It's the opinion of the writer about them, or the main idea is we should study, or the comparison between the culture, between the students or the people.
Okay, Hassan. So, can you briefly express your opinion? So what are the good characteristics? What do you expect to find in a good thesis sentence?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What should we expect to find in a thesis sentence?
Find the topic and the main idea, what the whole talking about the writer.
Thank you very much. That's it. The topic and the main idea. That's it. The topic and the main idea about the topic. يعني شنو معناه we have the topic we are talking about, and we have a controlling idea, an opinion about the topic. That's it. This is the thesis sentence. This is what should we expect in a thesis sentence. Haidar Amr.
I dropped my hand because you said what I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay. That's is there any additional idea? Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, no problem. Now, so the least we should find, يعني أقل شيء we should find in a good thesis sentence, 2 parts. Okay, so we should find at least 2 parts for a good thesis sentence: the topic we are talking about, and the controlling idea about the topic. طبعا هنا كلمة controlling idea قد ما مر عليكم فقط في هذه المحاضرة مرة واحدة. الcontrolling idea هي نفسها main point about the main idea about the topic, the main viewpoint about the topic. So we have the topic on the one side and the idea about the topic, the controlling idea about the topic, the point of view about the topic. Okay, so we have 2 parts. The topic and the main idea about the topic. Now, in the following 2 examples, we have something additional. And if we are able to write such sentences, we can falsify our thesis sentences. يعني إذا كتبنا thesis sentence بهذه الطريقة, like the following 2 examples, احنا جاي نقوي thesis sentence. مو معناه thesis sentence بالطريقة السابقة كانت غير جيدة، لا، جيدة، لكن بالطريقة اللاحقة اللي هسه راح نتكلم عنها هي أفضل. إذا أكو فد شيء اسمه يعني المينيمم that we can achieve، يعني ما يمكن أن نحققه، يعني أقل ما يمكن أن نحققه، وأكثر ما يمكن أن نحققه about the thesis sentence when we write thesis sentence. نعم حيدر عامر.
Sir, I think the strongest thesis statements have the strongest opinions. They are sharp in their positions. They're not neutral, and they fit whatever essay they write. If it's an informative essay, it should be an informative thesis statement. Persuasive, etc.
Okay, thank you very much. But the point is something different here. Something not related to what you have already said. Though what you have already said is right and excellent. But here, if we compare these 2 sentences, the first sentence, although here, this one, if you can see, if we compare this sentence with this one, what can we see? What are the differences between these 2 sentences? Though they are talking about the same topic, giving the same controlling idea, but there is something additional. What is that additional thing? Then, here we have two samples. Here we have two examples of a thesis sentence. The first one and the second one. You can directly notice that the second one is longer than the first one. This means that there is something additional. This exactly the same, but there is something additional. Zainab Moayed.
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
see
please.
we can see there's specific information about the positive result. We specific our topic more, our main idea. We make it more specific. We add particularly we have two or more three reasons. We in the previous when we said positive result was general, more general, but when add more information we made it more specific. Like
Okay. Yeah, excellent. We add something specific. What else, Amani Azbi?
Yes, sir. The second thesis statement has subtopics in it. The subtopics that the writer would discuss in the body.
Okay, there are subtopics. Excellent. And what is the function of the subtopic? You know, what are the function of the subtopics? Haidar Amr?
The answer about the subject of the function.
The
of
first,
subtopic?
yeah, the first question. So what? Yeah. What are the differences between these two sentences?
So the expectation will be different in the whole essay. We're going to specifically talk about how improved learner self-confidence decrease classroom discrimination.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. So more specificity is added. Yani even though the first sentence here, the first sentence has a controlling idea, a more specific controlling idea, okay, it gives us what? It yields positive results, and this is a specific point of view. So this is the specific point of view about separating boys and girls. So this is what we are going to expect to find in the body paragraph. But more specifically, we add more specificity, we add more specific sub-ideas. As Mani Azbi said, subtopics, okay? Sub-ideas about this specific idea. هنا في الجملة الأخرى في الجملة الثانية أضفنا sub-ideas. We made the sentence, the thesis statement, more specific than the first one by giving sub-ideas. We are going to talk about two sub-ideas, particularly in improved. So here what? He ends the first sentence, yields positive results. But how? We don't know. But in what respect? What are the specific aspects, specific points about positive results? though positive results is specific. على الرغم من انه الجملة الأولى ما بها نقص، قلنا جملة صحيحة specific، لكن not more specific than the second one. The second one has additional ideas, additional sub-ideas, additional more specific sub-ideas. Then in what respect, in what aspect, in what regards? Okay, in what regards? Positive results. In what regards? Regarding what? particularly more specifically شوف هنا نحددها أكثر. Improved learner self-confidence و decreased classroom discrimination. So, how many body paragraphs we are expecting to find? Yes, Amani?
2 body paragraphs.
2 body paragraphs. But if we are using the first sentence, this one, how many body paragraphs we are expecting? زينب مؤيد.
More than 3, because we don't have specific topics, subtopics we talk. There's no specific.
So why more than 3? Why?
Because maybe there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of 3 reasons or 4. Depends on the reason or the positive result we're gonna give. So the paragraphs will be the same number of the positive result. We will explain.
Okay, Hassan Kadhim. Thank you, Zainab. Hassan?
Yes, doctor. I think it's 3.
Yes?
3 doctor.
حسن انت وين قاعد؟
دكتور قاعد بالبيت بس هو شو اسوي ما اقدر اروح.
اوكي. زين. Hassan, the first sentence here, where I put the cursor here, how many body paragraphs can you expect to find for this thesis sentence? Hassan.
Yes, doctor.
How many body paragraphs can you expect to find?
Like I told you, sir.
Yes?
3 paragraphs. 3.
3 paragraphs. And what about this? What about this? What about this sentence? How many body paragraphs?
3.
3 also? حسن لا تغلق المايك. وش معنى؟ Okay. حيدر عامر.
Sir, also 2 for the opposing idea and for the agreeing idea.
For the first sentence, also 2?
Yes.
And for the second sentence, لا. For the second sentence, also 2. Yes. Ahmed Abdel Abbas. Okay, thank you, Haidar.
So I think it's 1 because of he's only talk about the positive results, so he's gonna talk yields positive results. But in the second sentence, he mentioned 2 reasons. So we 2 body paragraph.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed. Please listen to me, students. Here, in the first sentence, we can expect at least 2 body paragraphs, because here we have what? Plural positive results. What are those results? At least, the plural in English is different from the plural in Arabic مثلا. The plural in Arabic لازم يكون أكثر من 2. The plural in English أكثر من 1. فممكن 2 ممكن 3 ممكن 4. It is not identified. For the first sentence, we are not identifying how many body paragraphs we are going to write. Maybe, but at least it should be what? Should be 2 at least. The first result, the second result, the third result, the fourth result, at least 2. But we can write, we can write 3, we can write 4, we can write what? 5. Because it is what? It is open. Positive results in general. Though it is what? Though the controlling idea is specific in what? It's specific in meaning, but it is not specific in what? It is not specific in the number of the body paragraphs we are expecting. The writer might talk about 2 kinds of positive results. The writer might talk about 3 kinds of positive results. The writer might write about 4 kinds of positive results, but at least 2. At least. لأنه حتى نحقق الجمع. لكن بالجملة الأخرى we can only expect 2 body paragraphs. Why? Because the writer mentions these positive results. Specifically, particularly improved learner self-confidence and the decreased classroom. هنا the writer identifies them from the very beginning of what? Of writing his thesis, his or her thesis sentence. Becomes more specific about which type of positive results. And the writer identifies them, specifies them mentions them. So there are only two, according to the writer. But in the first sentence, the writer doesn't mention them. Yani the writer leaves these positive results open for his imagination, for his ideas he wants to express. Is that clear؟ يعني صارت واضحة الآن؟ يعني مرة نحدد احنا مرة نحدد specifically like the second sentence، ومرة لا ما نحدد. يعني هسه لو نجي إلى ال second sentence, second example here and compare it with this second example here. يعني the second example of the second group with the second example of the first group. يعني can you tell me how many body paragraphs can you expect for the first group, يعني the second example of this first group and the second example for the second group؟ مثلا نختار أحمد عبد العباس.
In the first sentence, the thesis statement, I think it's at least two, the culture and the other culture. But the second sentence, we're going to talk about at least three, the subtopics. For example, one, choice of the way of living. The second body paragraph, whom they gonna marry. And the third paragraph, their job.
Okay, good, excellent. تبارك شهاب.
نعم دكتور.
نعم.
العفو دكتور، أنا ما راح أعيد على مود أجاوب، بس لأن خلص وقت المحاضرة وردت أقول لك، بس لأن أنت تشرح.
اوكي ماكو اشكال. اوكي ماكو اشكال، لا بأس. طلاب، طبعا كان المفروض شنو؟ كان المفروض عندنا امتحان، لكن انا يعني عادة ما امتحن الطالب الا بعد ما اشرح له واكمل. اوكي، فالامتحان يؤجل الاسبوع المقبل. الامتحان حتى شنو؟ حتى من اسال الطالب ما عنده عذر يعني هسه من اسالك على practice number 3 و practice number 4 و practice number 5 بعد ما عندك عذر. ليش؟ لان شرحت لك thesis sentence و thesis statement بالتفصيل. يعني حتى نختم المحاضرة، اوكي، لان انتهى الوقت وعبرنا شوية، يعني خاف عندكم بحث حتى تاخذون ريست. ان شاء الله. اوكي، لا بأس. يعني اعتقد شرحنا نعم
دكتور، بس هاي اخر جملة اشرح لنا على السريع هيك قبل لا نروح.
Okay, أخير جملة. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. And this is a good sentence as stated in the first or the second sentence of the first group here. Okay? يعني this sentence. This sentence, here we have what? We are not confined to write 1 or 2 or 3. It is open to us. يعني though it is more specific, but it's open. We can mention one body paragraph comparing يعني how they are different, يعني how freedom is different, how they have less freedom in their culture in comparison with the United States, young people in the United States. We can mention one body paragraph, we can mention 2, we can mention 3, we can mention 4. It's up to the writer. He can mention what? He or she can mention 1, 2, 3. Okay, he can mention 1, he can mention 2, he can mention 3. But the second example, as what Ahmed Abdul Abbas said, the writer confines himself, يعني ألزم نفسه ب 3 sub-ideas. So there should be 3 body paragraphs. هسه الآن الفرق صار واضح. مرة احنا نحدد الsub-ideas ولازم نلتزم بيها بالبودي باراجرافز، واذا ما حددنا مثل الجروب الاول نقدر نكتب مثلا 2 body paragraphs, 3 body paragraphs, 1 body paragraph sometimes اذا ماكو جمع. يعني ما قلنا مثلا اذا ما استخدمنا كلمه او ما استخدمنا استخدام الجمع. اذا استخدمنا استخدام الجمع مثل البوزيتيف ريزلتس، نانا البوزيتيف ريزلتس لازم اتليست 2 body paragraphs. اذا لا عفناها يعني مثل السكند سنتنس مثلا young people in my have less freedom، يعني ممكن نستخدم 1 body paragraph وممكن نستخدم 2. يعني انت ايش قد تقدر تستخدم ماكو اشكال، لكن انت ما ملزم. لكن بالطريقه الثانيه انت ملزم، لانه انت ذكرت السب ايدياز، اذا انت ملزم بان تغطي ذي السب ايدياز. اكو واحد عنده سؤال، الطلاب يقدرون يغادرون الان، بس اللي عنده سؤال يبقى، واذا ما عندكم اي سؤال ممكن المغادره، ونراكم ان شاء الله الاسبوع المقبل وعلى نفس الامتحان، فتهيئوا جيدا.
عفوا دكتور، شنو التحضير؟ يعني نفس التحضير هذا؟
لا، يصير عندنا امتحان والتحضير، يعني احسنتي على هذا السؤال. التحضير هو البودي باراجرافز والكونكلودينج باراجراف، يعني صفحه 86 و87، 86 و87 مع الامتحان.
والبراكتس 4 و5؟
البراكتس 3 4 5.
اوكي
شكرا. نعم، يلا حياكم الله.
عندي سؤال دكتور.
نعم تفضل.
سؤال دكتور، واحد شلون يقدر يقوي الراشونال مالته بهاي الأسئلة الدقيقة؟ يعني مثلا أنت قلت إن المين ايديا ستاتيك يعني شلون واحد شلون واحد
اوكي. لا هذه بالاكسبيرينس حيدر، هذه بالاكسبيرينس تجي. يعني هسه هذه الامور ما موجوده خب بالكتاب، موجود بالكتاب يقول لك انه احنا هنا مثلا ما عندنا سب ايدياز، بالامثله الاخرى احنا عندنا سب ايدياز، لكن انا شويه يعني عاده يعني معود نفسي اروح شويه زايد بالاناليسيس. فانت من خلال الاكسبيرينس ومن خلال هسه هذا الشرح يعني تقدر بعدين تمرن نفسك على الاناليسيس. اوكي؟ يعني تلاحظ الفروقات، اهم شيء تلاحظ الفروقات بين الاشياء. يعني انت تسال نفسك شنو الفرق بين هذه الجمله وهذه الجمله؟ زين انا اذا كتبت الجمله الاولى مثلا بالمجموعه الاولى هل هو صحيح؟ نعم صحيح. لكن اذا كتبت الجمله الاولى بالمجموعه الثانيه هو صحيح، لكن شنو الفرق؟ ابدي اسال نفسي، ما قدرت تجاوب تسال الاستاذ. اوكي، لكن انا جاي اوضح لك المساله يعني قبل لا يعني جاي اسالكم، والحمد لله جاي اشوف طلاب جاي يتفاعلون وجاي يتجاوبون بالشكل الممتاز.
I see. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you are welcome. So by analyzing what you are reading, you can expect more questions. You can ask yourself more questions and analyze better ان شاء الله. يلا نشوفكم ان شاء الله الاسبوع المقبل. اوكي. طلاب ارجو المغادرة اللي بقوا.
العفو دكتور، بس
نعم.
بيج 75 هم نرجع عليه بعد المحاضرة الجاية.
page 75. اوكي، يعني المقالة، طبعا المقالة واحنا هسه حللنا راح نخلص من الانترودكتوري باراجراف بكل ما يحتويه، وبالمحاضرة المقبلة بعد ما نشرح البودي باراجرافز والكونكلودينج باراجراف نرجع نحلل المقالة.
تمام دكتور، شكرا.
اوكي، يا اهلا وسهلا. اوكي، ارجو المغادرة. حسن محمد ناصر. زهراء أركان. زهراء مصطفى. وميساء طلال. اوكي.